Welcome to another day in my kitchen. I'm Bobby. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're gonna make some great things, but I can tell you one thing. It has just been one of them days. You know how Monica sang that song? It's just one of them days. I have had a day. And so a lot of times when I have had a day, I want to come in and make something. So today we're gonna prepare some cauliflower fried rice. I'm so excited about that. And you know I always talk about my drink. So I have a great green drink today with pineapple and ginger. It's delicious. Also has some cucumber in it. So these things are great. I always try to eat healthy as best as I can, as much as I can, but you know, I just want to share that with you as we start our process. And as you can see, as we start with the cauliflower fried rice, listen, go anywhere, Kroger, anywhere, and pick up some cauliflower. And so, I mean, you can see in the stores, you can actually purchase the cauliflower that's already prepared and they've already taken the pearls off. But one of the things you want to do is we just want to, you know, show you how that works. So you just kind of grate it down and just grate it. So you see how the rice is coming out. We're not going to do a lot, but that's kind of how it works. So you can just buy it and grate your own down. Do it like that. Isn't that neat? So we're going to start with that today, and we're going to have our cauliflower. We're going to have scallions to kind of top it off. We're going to also use some eggs. I love fried rice with eggs. We're going to add some pepper. We're going to use some peas and some onions. So I want to hop to that, but don't leave because we got a lot of stuff that we want to talk about. I just want to tell you how my day has been, and I'd love to hear about yours too. So let's go over to the pan. So we're going to start with, I'm a one-pan cook. We're going to do everything in this one pan. I turn it up high. I get it rolling. I use my olive oil. I'm very generous with olive oil. You can use however you want. No judgment here. And we go with our onions. Yes, get those onions in. Onions are very good for you too, as a matter of fact. And as I'm putting onions in, I like to go quickly with this thing. So I'm putting my onions in. I'm going to give that just about maybe 10 seconds. But remember I was telling you about my day? Man, I had to remind myself today to set my affections on things above. Meaning, you know, I needed to really think about the Word of God. You know how we get sometimes, there's so many emotions that comes up when things happen in your life. Man, I had a day. But let me tell you, I had people around me to encourage me. I had two ladies that talked to me about some things that I didn't think, you know, God knew, but they didn't know. And just sharing and talking with me about some things just to get me to a place where I could kind of calm down and relax and go back to what I know, the things of God. Let me put in some peppers. Got these onions in, gonna get some peppers in here, and we're gonna cook that up and just have that cooking. You know, I want you to know too that God is with you. And sometimes we have to be reminded that God is with us because the world and the things that are in our lives, the things that we're going through can just be so much, you know, so much. And so I took a drive, and during this drive, I just kind of thought about, you know, who God was to me and that He knows the plans for my life. So because He knows the plans for my life, I'm going to be good. Even though they don't always line up with what I think, what you might think, but He knows. And so today, the word that came to me was to trust. And I'm telling you, trusting in the Lord with all your heart, sometimes that takes somebody else to help you, even though I've been a Christian for a long time, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can all get off. But the good thing is that we have each other and we have the Word of God. So that's kind of been my day today. Let's pour in some of these peas. So we're going to put in some peas. Just put those in. Get that going. And I always say I like my vegetables just a little crunchy. But we do need to make sure, because actually these are frozen peas. So you do want to make sure that you cook them and not eating them like cold. So you cook them a while. And then what I want to do is I'm going to add in my cauliflower. So, and I love cauliflower better than I like rice. That's just me. No judgment of what you like. But at least if you've not tried it before, just kind of try it. It's really good. It has great texture. It's kind of like the texture like with rice. And so it's much more, it's so much better for you than rice. Rice kind of just sticks to your gut. And so one of the things that I'm learning in life is that you want to keep your gut clean. And so cauliflower is a vegetable. Very good one at that. So it is, there we have it. I mean, it's so good. I mean, it looks so nice. And so now I'm just going to add a few things as that is just kind of simmering. I'm just going to put a little pinch of salt in it, just a little bit, not a lot. This is a little Himalayan salt, just to give it a little bit of more flavor, just to add to it. And also, I like garlic. Yeah, a lot of times I'll cut my garlic up and I use fresh garlic. But today we're just gonna go ahead and use the paste. It's okay. Hey, who has time for a lot of cutting up? So we can use the paste. Especially if you got families, you got kids, you know, who has time to do all that? So I put in just some garlic in here. It smells so good. It smells wonderful. And I have that. And so now the last step is very easy. Remember, I just use one pan. So I just take all of my vegetables and put them to the side. And as I put them to the side, I put just a little bit more olive oil in here. Just a little bit. And now what I'm going to do, I am going to scramble these eggs, because fried rice tastes so good with the egg. That's one of the best parts. Yeah, today I really had to set my mind on things above, and I had to go back to the word. A lot of times when we get in our emotions, we forget the word is like it gets clouded because we're just focusing in on how we feel. And I felt horrible. But I had to focus in on it's not by how I feel, it's what I believe. And I believe the word of God. I believe that his word is true. I believe that his word is forever settled in heaven. And I believe it's for me. So it's like I had to trust in his word today with all of my heart and lean not into what I believe, because that was just really what was happening with the situation that I was dealing with. So here we have it. So what I'm going to do, I've got my eggs cooked up. It looks beautiful. Then I just go ahead and mix the eggs in with the rice. Yes. Get it all going here. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually put this on a plate. Let's see what we have. It looks delicious. It looks delicious. It looks delicious. It looks delicious. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to bring that over here. This looks delicious. Yes. And so to top this off, you can do a few things. If you like to use a little soy sauce, you can. This is the reduced version, the reduced sodium. If you want to put a little bit on there, you can. We'll just put a little. That's just a little bit. And so once we do that, I'm just going to top it off with some scallions just to give it a little fresh look. And there you have it. But now we got to do them. We got to taste it. That day that I had today, this is going to just really help me just to taste and see how this tastes. What we got. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The flavor of the onions, the egg, the pepper, the peas, and the garlic. This is absolutely wonderful. You guys, you got to make it and let me know if you like it. Also, if you want, you could add shrimp or beef or whatever you want to add in. I just like plain vegetables. So here you have it. I'm excited. Well, look, come on back. I got a few more tips to tell you about my day, what happened during my day. But we're going to make those morning gooey applesauce muffins. It is wonderful. So come on back. And we're back with our morning gooey applesauce muffins. I mean, it's great. I'm gonna tell you, I've gone to Panera Bread for one and have gotten muffins, and you don't know what's in your muffin, and they have thousands of calories. Panera Bread, all their sweets are just like tons of calories. But I got this recipe idea from a young lady that I know named Eileen, and she told me about it. And so I kind of maybe put a few little more ingredients in it to kind of make it my own, but we're gonna make that now. So put your oven on 350, that's how we're gonna start. And so I'm gonna start with my dry ingredients first, and so I have gluten-free flour. And then I'm gonna also use baking soda, baking powder, and salt. So we're gonna add that in and put that in here. I'm telling you, gluten-free flour is better to use, especially if you're trying to lose weight or keep your tummy down. It really helps. All that gluten kind of bloats you. That's honest, that's really what happens. And so from there, what we're gonna do is I'm going to include some oil. We'll put our oil in. Once we put our oil in, keep mixing. I'm gonna use maple syrup. So if ever you wanna use anything, as a sweetener, use maple syrup over sugar. It's better for you. So we're gonna use that. I'm gonna get this rolling. And then what I do wanna do is I wanna go ahead and I wanna put in my cinnamon. So I'm gonna also add some cinnamon here. And then I'm gonna put in some vanilla. After vanilla, I'm gonna use some almond milk. So I like almond milk. I love it. Love the almond milk. So we're gonna put that in, and then a little apple cider vinegar. Yeah. And so we're gonna put all that in, and then instead of eggs, we're gonna use applesauce. I'm telling you, we've got some great ingredients. This thing, it smells so good. So you just kind of put that there, and then honestly, I need to put this down, and I need to go with this, with my applesauce, and get that in, get that going. And so we have your basic ingredients, and so I'm gonna just kind of stir this around and get this all put together so we can start our muffin mixing, getting it in the pan. Now, one of the things that I will tell you is that I also use coconut and raisins. So, a lot of people in my family, some like coconut and some don't. So I will tell you, when you start the process and begin to put them in the pan, you can actually put some in, especially if you have kids, they don't like coconut, everybody doesn't like coconut. You can put them in, and then what you can do is you can actually add later a couple of the mix, and then just add the coconut. So I'm just gonna start by just utilizing just a little bit of the muffin mix in the pan. And let's see, we're gonna get that rolling. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this baby for about 40 minutes. We'll be right back to take a look. See you right back soon. Hey, welcome back in my kitchen. Well, we've done it, and I have someone with me to share it. But I wanted to let you know that with all that I went through today, and maybe what you may have gone through today, that I had to tell myself that, I had to set my mind on the things above. And that in Psalms chapter 1, verse 6, it says that the Lord watches over the path of the godly. And so I had to keep reminding myself today, meditating and thinking about it, because it was getting messy. But I'm good now, and I'm grateful. So, hey, this is Azelle, my daughter. I'm so excited that she's with me. She's gonna try the muffins. We're gonna try one. You wanna try it? Yep, let's see what we got.
Here's the good part. You can actually take it down and it automatically.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Really good.
And I love the coconut.
With some butter in the morning. Well, vegan butter. Vegan butter tastes the same as regular butter. Really good.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So stay tuned for the next Cooking with Bobby. Have a great day.